Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought the best way to start off the new year is to actually have a couple of videos on how to go natural and some tips. The next video that I have that I'm going to upload right after this is basically beginner tips for going natural. So let's just get right into this video. So there are basically just two ways to go natural. One, you either do a big chop, and that's just you're cutting up all of your relaxed ends and you just have your natural hair. The second way is to transition, meaning you stop getting relaxers, but you haven't cut off all your relaxed ends just yet. You're kind of waiting for your natural hair to grow out and you kind of gradually trim your hair. So transitioning is a really good option for those that want to keep their length. For me, basically that's what I did. It first started off as transitioning. I just stopped getting the relaxers. It was really tough in the beginning because I was so used to relaxing my hair every, I think like 6 weeks. And so when that new growth started coming in, I was like, oh my God, this looks so bad. But I just wasn't used to it. I basically just kept reminding myself why I'm doing this and the end result. I'm gonna have beautiful, healthy, natural hair. And basically I just kept, just letting it grow out. And in the meantime, I was doing braid outs and twist outs because I was trying to basically blend in the two different textures together. And it did work for a while until my natural hair grew about 3 to 4 inches. The line that meets in between your natural hair and your relaxed hair is a demarcation line, and that is a very fragile spot in your hair because of the two different textures. So my textures were completely different, and so where that line met, it just kept tangling a lot to the point where I really just had to cut it all off. I thought my natural hair was a lot longer than I thought, but of course when I cut off the ends, my hair just sprung up, and so it looked like a big chop anyways. I really like the big chop idea because once I actually just had to deal with just my natural hair, that's when I started to really learn how to take care of my natural texture. Because when you have the two textures together, it's really hard to try to figure out how to take care of your hair because relaxed hair and natural hair are two different types of hair. So because I had such short natural hair and I just wasn't really comfortable wearing my hair just yet, I was still trying to figure out how to moisturize it. My hair was really extremely dry. And so I actually wore a wig. I ordered my first wig and I got a really good quality one because I knew I was gonna wear it every single day, probably for another year or two. And that's what I did. But every night I would come home and I would moisturize my hair and I would watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos, go on Google. I would try a whole bunch of products. I became a real product junkie. I was just so desperate in finding the right products. And so that's why I think research is really great too, because the more you research, the less money you'll waste on buying a whole bunch of products, because you'll basically find out what works for you, what doesn't, just by doing a lot of reading. But also you do have to try products at the same time. But I would keep my hair in cornrows for about a few weeks, but I would just moisturize my hair on top of the cornrows. And I would take my hair out every few weeks and I would really wash it and moisturize it and just do a whole bunch of trial and error. And my hair was flourishing and it was really growing after a while, and I was doing a lot of deep conditioners. Once it grew out to a really good length, a length where I could actually put it in a ponytail, that's when I just kind of stopped wearing wigs. I know a lot of people are not comfortable, doing the big chop because, it is kind of scary. You're going from having long straight hair to having short natural hair, and that's a big drastic change. Now that I'm comfortable with my natural hair, now going back, I really did wish that I embraced the big chop stage. I would have loved to, get a nice shaped haircut and see what natural short hair looked like on me and just kind of experience all the stages. So if you do decide to big chop your hair and you're not comfortable, wearing your own natural hair, there's so many styles you can do. You can wear wigs like I did. You can do braids, you can do weaves. I prefer wigs because you can actually take off the wig and actually really moisturize your hair, really wash it, really get in there, and really practice taking care of your natural hair and learning your hair, because it's really hard to do that when it's in braids and when it's in weaves, because you can't really see it, right? So you don't really know what products are working for you, which ones aren't. And if you really want that natural experience, you can definitely go ahead and get a wig that looks like your hair, so at least you can get used to what you're going to look like once your natural hair grows out. And so for those that do not like wigs at all or any fake hair, anything like that, but you also don't want to do a big chop, definitely transitioning is probably going to be the best bet for you. That's basically the only other way. The only thing I would say is when you're transitioning, please stay away from heat. You want your hair to be in good condition. Definitely do a lot of twist outs and braid outs because then your textures are combined together and you won't just look crazy with just half relaxed hair and half natural hair. Okay, so I also want to touch up on something called scab hair. So for those that don't know, scab hair is a term that's used for the new growth that comes out of your scalp after you finish doing a relaxer. It's usually the first few inches, and it's usually not your real natural hair texture. It's a lot more dry and more wiry, and they do believe it's because of the chemical residue that's still in your scalp after having relaxer treatments all those years. And I actually do remember experiencing that when I went natural as well. So don't be discouraged if you do experience that. Your natural hair texture will come out eventually. Just give it a few more inches and you'll notice the difference. Just keep moisturizing your hair, keep learning your hair. What was more difficult to me was actually getting used to the way I looked with natural hair. But I kept reminding myself that this is my hair. This is my hair. I'm gonna make it look good. And there are no mistakes. We all have beautiful hair. We just need to learn how to take care of it. But more importantly, we need to learn how to accept it and how to love it. And so I said to myself, any hair that's healthy hair is gonna look good regardless. You find out in your journey that it's actually a lot more than just hair. And I had no idea. I just thought, listen, I'm done doing relaxers. It burnt my scalp, lost some of my edges. I'm not doing this. I'm just gonna take care of my hair. We have YouTube, we have Google, we now have hair products. Like, let's just do this. This journey actually turned into a self-love journey in just basically all areas, but starting off with the hair first. Because I started to ask myself all these questions. Why was it such a big deal going natural? You start to really think about why is it a big deal just wearing my own hair? Why am I so nervous? Why is it so scary? Why haven't I done this earlier? I just started asking myself these questions, and it's just so sad when you really think about it, how like a lot of us, didn't wear natural hair because we didn't think it was beautiful. When I first went natural, I had to always make sure it was super defined. I'd put so much products in it, and I would never let my hair fully dry because I wanted my curls to look a little wet still, a bit more looser, and not shrunken up, no frizz. And then you get to the point where you don't want to always keep up with that type of high maintenance, and you're willing to just kind of, accept a little bit more frizz and less definition. Like right now, let's look at my hair right now. Basically, this is a braid out that is from 5 days ago. I didn't have a shower cap when I went in the shower, and so it is a lot of frizz and it is a little bit dry. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna moisturize it tonight though. But yeah, like I would have never went out of the house looking like this when I first went natural. But you accept your texture a lot more, and you realize this is a lifelong thing. And so I don't want this natural hair journey to be too high maintenance, something that you're not enjoying. And so I don't always have to do my edges. I don't have to always lay them. It took me about 3 years to really finally understand my hair and to feel comfortable with it. Everyone's different, everyone's journey is different, but the best thing I can say about going natural is that I have so much more confidence in myself. I don't feel that straight, silky hair is more superior than my hair. I think that everyone has beautiful hair. I just love the versatility of natural hair. And you can straighten it, you can do twist outs, braid outs, flexi rods, perm rods, blowout. Sometimes we have to see a whole bunch of images of natural hair to basically change our perspective on what we think is beautiful for hair. And the more you see it, I feel like the easier it is to kind of basically unlearn everything you've learned throughout your life growing up. So I know a lot of times a lot of women don't go natural because they think that they're going to get such a negative response. And I just want to let you guys know that it's total opposite from what I thought as well. Regardless, try to just do it for yourself, because honestly, it's for me, it's the best thing that I've done for myself, one of the best things, and it's gonna turn into a self-love journey. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know, and of course leave your comments below and I will answer that. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.